everyone, I wanted to hop on and give a review of a foundation that I have only had a couple days, but I'm giving this review because I hated it so much that I want to return it. And the foundation I'm talking about is a Physician Formula Youthful Wear Spotless foundation. And I don't usually return foundations, but this foundation was just terrible. Like, I had such a horrible just reaction to it and experience with it that I really just want to take it back. And so I'm really not even going to show you what it looks like on my skin because I don't want to wear it again. It was that bad. And I really had high expectations for this foundation because I had seen some reviews and I knew it was kind of, you know, a lot of people said it was like hit or miss. It depended on your skin texture. But I loved the claims that it made. It claimed that it could reduce spots on your face by 67%. It was great for improving, you know, your just overall appearance of your skin. It was supposed to make you look 10 years younger, which was like a huge claim. And it was supposed to be more of a serum-like foundation. So I was really intrigued, and I typically like foundations that are all about making your skin look brighter and more youthful and all that. I'm not necessarily hardcore matte girl or anything. So when this foundation came out, I was really eager to try it. Now, it does come in like a little dropper like applicator, and you're supposed to put it on a brush, a foundation brush. Now I tried it with the foundation brush they give you, which this is what it looks like. The foundation brush is way too small. I felt like it was really hard to work with, so I didn't care for it this way. So a lot of it I applied with my hands, but this is a very extremely runny consistency. When I shake it up, I can hear it. Like, it's very, very runny. You can just tell that it would just pour out. A lot of people compare this to the L'Oreal Powder Liquid Foundation. I have not tried that foundation, but what it does remind me of that I did try was the Maybelline, I think it's like Age Rewind foundation, that's also like a serum type that you wind up and it comes out the little roller ball on top. I really would say the texture is very similar to that. So if you've tried that foundation, that is kind of what this feels like. It's a very runny, oily like consistency. I guess because it's supposed to mimic a serum. But the problem with this foundation is it doesn't dry to a powder-like finish. So while it feels, you know, nice and moisturizing, I guess, going on, to me it felt a little bit oily. But, you know, if that's where they were going, it never sets, and that is what is annoying about it, because I feel like you can still feel it on your skin. While it is weightless, it's not heavy. When you touch your face, though, you can definitely tell you have makeup on your skin. But the other thing that really turned me off from the foundation is they don't have many shades, and I got the shade Light, which this tends to be a common problem by the reviews that I've read, but I got the shade Light, and this is not a light shade. I mean, this is, I don't know if you can see, but it has a very like orangey like tint to it. And the thing is, I think it's all going to depend on your undertone. If you are very yellow, very, very warm undertone, this foundation might work for you. You can make it work. But if you're like me and you're more neutral or pink undertones, this is going to look very off on you. It was so orangey looking. I mean, I really had to blend it like all the way down my neck because I was scared it was just going to look ridiculous out in the sunlight. So that was a major just like turn off for me, because a lot of foundations, you know, I can go a shade or two darker. You can always make them work. But if the undertone is way off, then it's almost like you can't work with it because it just looked orangey on my complexion. Now, the other thing is, I will say though, I was kind of expecting it to oxidize even more, because I'm thinking, okay, if it looks this orangey now, you know, an hour from now, I'm going to be, you know, crazy looking. I will say it did calm down. Like after, I guess, about an hour or so of me wearing it, and I did do like light loose powder over it, it did calm down. It actually got better looking versus more orangier looking. So if you are interested in this foundation, I would say if you have a warmer undertone, you might say give it a go. It may work for you, but this foundation is going to be typically for people who are very dry. I feel like if you're combo oily, you're going to find this is going to be very hard to set. It never dried to that powder-like finish for me. I never could get it to feel like I didn't have foundation on my face. To me, it felt a little greasy, but I have combination oily skin. So it just, overall, it was a bust for me. I feel like I'm just going to take this back. And then another problem I have with the foundation, and this is huge. This was like next to the color being wrong. Like this was my number 2. When I went to wash my face off at night, I felt like my pores were so clogged. I don't know if I was having a bad skin day. You know, it could be several different factors. But I really felt as if my pores were just so dirty. I mean, I did 2 masks whenever I wore it that night to cleanse my pores because I felt like they were so clogged from the makeup. And I hate that. I almost felt like it made my pores more visible and just more clogged. And that's not at all what it claims. It claims to, you know, improve your skin and make it, you know, more youthful. Another thing I will say that it said, I've made some notes here. It is hyperallergenic, paraben-free, gluten-free, and non-comedogenic, however you say that word. And so it's supposed to be great for your skin. So maybe I was just having an off day, or maybe I am like 1 in a million that had this experience. So don't necessarily judge my review alone, but just from my experience, I just felt like it clogged my pores. So overall, I hated this foundation, and I didn't even want to like wear it again just for the video purposes because I felt like it made my skin feel so gross. Like I was just like dirty afterwards. So I can't even really show y'all. I mean, it just wasn't worth it. I'm going to return it. It does have SPF 15 in it, and it says to shake well before applying it, and I shook it up, but it's still extremely runny. And I don't know. I didn't feel like it's the foundation for me. Like I said, if you have dry skin and you have very warm yellowy undertones, you may like this foundation. It's not really marketed to be a long wearing foundation, so I can't really knock it for not getting long wear, but I will say the most you would probably get out of this foundation before it starts to break down would probably be between 4 and 5 hours. And then after that, you're going to notice it's going to break down a little bit. So, you know, not necessarily a bad thing because they don't claim for it to be, but I would just beware of that. But anyways, if you've tried this foundation, let me know what you think. If you have any more suggestions, let me know. I love trying foundations, but I just thought I would hop on and give my final review of that because I was just so strongly opinionated. I hated it the minute I put it on. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a great week, and rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my blog. It's www.hairstylistworld.blogspot.com, and I'm commenting and like putting different hair tips, and it's all about hair really. Anything I have to give the world about hair and just give you an insight on little tips and tricks that I pick up along the way. So I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.